Yo, what it do? What it do, my YouTube family? This is your brother Jay International, back at it again, getting that walk on. Make sure everybody that hears the sound of my voice and watches this video, especially my people, make sure you take at least a 15 to 20 minute a day brisk walk. A brisk walk, not a light walk, brisk. You ain't got to be running, but just get a brisk walk in so you can get your cardiovascular in, keep your heart strong, burn calories, and all that good stuff, I myself, I like to walk a lot. I run too. I try to do that much as possible. As you age, and the wear and tear on your body, your knees start to hurt a little bit. So you got to tone it down a little bit, especially when you've been going hard for so many years like I have. But that being said, what I want to talk about in this video is I've come to the realization, though I didn't want it to be this way. I did not want for it to be this way, but it's almost like my hand is being forced, And what is that? What did I come to the realization of? Is that I may have to leave the United States of America because I've tried. I've put my best foot forward, went to college, went to community college first, got my AA, then went on to university, got my BS, and it has been really BS. And then got certifications, continued my education. My education did not stop once I left university. I kept trying to up my skills, reading a lot of literature, over a thousand books, just on different things, finance and business and self-development and history and just a whole bunch of subject matters, right? But mainly those, not too far off. And then diligently sought career services, sought career help, tried to network online and in person. All to what? All to me not being able to get any real opportunities. It's real because I'm being forced to leave because I cannot find a decent opportunity as far as career-wise. And I refuse to have to exist in a ghetto environment because, hey, the way I feel about this situation, right? The ghetto is an environment where you have violence, where you have dysfunction. It's all design. I'm well aware of that. But you have these things, violence, dysfunction, drugs, crime, just a whole bunch of things going on. And the way I've come to think about it is that if you've done everything possible to where you shouldn't have to exist in that environment, meaning that you went to school, you went by the playbook, what's the American Dream playbook? Go to school, get good grades, so you can get a good career, so you can put yourself at least at a middle class standard of living, or maybe even upper middle class, at least at the minimum. If you've gone through all that, why should you have to exist in the ghetto while other group of people don't have to exist in the ghetto who may have done less than you? So I refuse to do that because, hey, I haven't done anything to warrant me to have to live in those conditions, right? I could understand that certain individuals may have to live in those conditions because they haven't put in the work on themselves to raise their level. So, for example, if they're working, if they've pretty much accepted that, hey, I'm just going to live on social services, EBT, food stamps, welfare, and they said, hey, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to get on Section 8, and I'm just going to live like that. Then yes, these type of individuals, the ghetto is where they have to be, because that's just where those services are accepted. But if you've done everything in your power to not become that individual, that was, accepting these things, welfare, food stamps, money from the government, you've done everything that you could do to try not to do that by working, or willing to work or do whatever, any job, even willing to be underemployed. And you find yourself forced into that position out of no choice, not because you want to, but because you got to survive, you got to eat, and you can't find work. So what else are you left to do? If you can't find work, if you have no family or friends support, no other options, then that's the last option you got to do, or else you just starve or beg for change on the street, which is not very lucrative. So I said to myself, well, I'm in a position, I have an option. Now, most people don't have this option. Most individuals don't, But I do have this option to where if I were to go abroad, I will have a place to stay, food to eat, transportation, and some time to really clear my head and really just think on what my next move is. Because when you're constantly in the survival mode, when you're constantly in the struggle, you have no time to do that. You have no time to really sit down and think and plot and strategize. You're in survival mode. So I'm forced out of this country. I'm forced because I've done everything I could. I put my best foot forward. Like I said, man, I can't. The career sites, the amount of applications that I've submitted, the amount of resumes that I submitted, the amount, it's man, it's in the thousands. Let me say this. For example, right? I've applied to so many positions and so many companies online. It was a few times where I thought that I was applying for a new position. And when I would apply, when I would submit, create an account so you can apply, they would say, oh, this email already has an account. And that's happened on multiple occasions. And once I would, say, okay, I forgot my password, I would see, oh, I applied for this a year ago for this same company, this position. And I've gotten to the point where I created a separate folder in my email that says rejection emails, because I literally want to to keep a receipt of all the times that I've been rejected, because I've never done it, but constantly getting rejection letters, constantly. And now I'm going to keep a receipt so no one can say, oh, he's didn't try. I have paid hundreds of dollars to have professionals spruce up my resume, because I was like, okay, well, maybe it's my resume. It's not highlighting my achievements, and it's not putting certain words in there so that the algorithm can catch it, right? For these companies, because a lot of them use algorithms and AI. So I said to myself, let me invest a couple $100 so a professional can spruce up my resume. And even after that, still getting rejection letters, still getting rejection emails. Shit. And even when something seems like it's about to come, then it ends up being nothing. It ends up being, oh, like I'll get to this part, to this part, right? I'll get the phone call. I'll already email, set up an interview. Interview goes well. Submit all my documents, all for them to say, oh, we thought you had this, or we need this, and we'll have to pass. So I'm like at the point, okay, F it. It's been almost 3 years of this effort, and financially in a bad situation. So before I end up on the streets, living under a tent, on the side of the road, begging for food, begging for money with a sign, or under a bridge, I'm going to exercise an option that my hand has been forced to exercise. And that is, I have to leave this country. Because it is what it is. It is what it is. And thank America. This is what America has done to its own citizen, right? Meanwhile, they're allowing illegals to come in here. They're papering them up with $9,000, giving them health care, right? And this is right away. Ain't no waiting. It's right away. Papering them up, giving them a place to stay in predominantly black neighborhoods, and health care, all that. Meanwhile, American citizens like myself, because I have applied. So before any of y'all ask, why haven't you applied for? I have. And there's a Latino woman on my case that's basically ignoring me. I'm leaving this woman message after message after message after message saying, hey, this is an emergency situation. Hey, we need help now. This is an emergency. And meanwhile, I know these illegals are getting help right away because I've talked to some of them and questioned them on this. So they're able to get priority over an American citizen who's paid his taxes, been in this country all his life, born and raised. And this is the type of shit going on. Then some people say, well, why don't you start your own business? You need money to start your own business. What do you thought? You thought you could just, okay, I'm just going to start a business right here. No. Maybe the only people that can do that is beautiful women, because they can go online for free and create an OnlyFans account and start making money that way. Unfortunately, men don't have that luxury. So, it is what it is, man. It's bittersweet. If you look at my channel, you can see that I've traveled all over the world. I did actually want to live abroad. I have done it, but I wanted to do it my way. I didn't want to do it where it's forced. That when I decide to move abroad, I want to make sure I'm financially cool, I'm set. I have a stream of income coming in from the US, and I got all my own stuff set up. That's the way I wanted to do it. I didn't want to be forced as I am now because of the situation. So with that being said, it's your brother Jay International tapping back in once again. Like, share, subscribe, and holler at you later. Maybe in the country that I'm going to. Maybe that's what my next video will be. We'll see how it plays out. Peace.